I was getting so frustrated, I was gonna take up welding. That's how frustrated I got. It took me 2.5 hours to get this thing aligned. So I'm finally going to do it. So in this video, I'm going to show you my very least favorite thing to do in my shop. So lately my table saw blade has become unaligned with my table saw top. It's out of alignment by about a 32nd of an inch, which isn't much, but it doesn't take much to screw things up. So I need to realign it. And the table saw top is what my miter gauge and fence are all squared to. So if my blade isn't square to the top, then it's not square to those, and I just can't do anything accurate. And that makes my palms itch. Now, the table saw that I've got, which is this model right here, is not easy to do this. Now, the last time I did this, it was a real pain in the ass. Main reason is there's 4 bolts and they're almost impossible to reach, especially the one in the back corner because it's behind the guts of my table saw and blade. So there's going to be a lot of cursing. I'll bleep them out, don't worry, but there will be cursing. I can guarantee that. So here I've got my fancy dial indicator gauge, which I got from Amazon, paid 30 bucks for it. And it works really well for this application. It's really what it's intended for, to align the blade. And it's got this slot in the bottom that fits in with the miter slot, so I can align everything with my miter slot. But let's go to the table saw and I'll show you exactly how it works. Hang tight, I'm going to move you guys over there right now. Bear with me. Give you a quick tour of my shop. Okay, so that's at 0. That is not at 0. And I've got this unplugged too. All right, so now that we know what the problem is, okay, it's going to be difficult for me to video this. I don't know if I'll be able to get anything inside my saw. So my saw, I access it from this side. So let me get this stuff out of the way. I didn't like the way that this table saw collected and managed sawdust, so I tweaked it a bit, and I wanted to take just a minute to explain to you guys what I've done, because it works really good, and if you've got the same table saw, you may want to consider doing this. First thing I did was I took off the bottom pan inside of the table saw that was at an angle and slanted towards the back to push all of the sawdust to the back where the dust collection port was. I took that out completely and put this little drawer in here. So now the sawdust falls down into that drawer and I can just slide it out and empty it. So it's really quick and easy. The other thing I did was the panel on the right. They had a big bulky box built out on the right side that was also to collect sawdust, but didn't really do a whole lot. So I took it off completely and replaced it with this piece of plywood that I've got wedged in there. And I inserted a PVC pipe with a dust port collection on the outside. So on the inside, the dust port, you can see the pipe. It goes right underneath my blade. So as the sawdust drops, my dust collector can pick it up quick and easy. So overall, I've found that this method that I've come up with works a lot better than the factory method. So you might want to consider doing the same. I usually drop this nut and washer in there. Go figure, it's 13 millimeters. Lucky 13. These two on this side are real easy to do. These other ones, not so much. Oh, come on. I can't even get socket in there. Okay, so I managed to get the bolts loose. This is what it took. Every extension that I own, but we got it. So now that it's loose, let me get my saw blade back on. Yes, there were a few curse words, not gonna lie. Okay, we're at 0 there. We're at 0 there. So that's a really good thing. So that means that as of this second, it is absolutely 100% aligned. It's as accurate as I could ever get it. So now I get to tighten the bolts, and my fear is that it's going to come out of square when I tighten the bolts, because that's what happened last time. It's within 1/1000th of an inch. So we're happy with that. Now, is it going to break my heart when I tighten them? What do you guys think? What do we think's going to happen here? Okay, one tighten. Two tightened. Okay, I just got one more bolt to tighten and then we're good. Why are we off again? I don't understand. I'm gonna try something different. If you don't have one of these fancy gauges, there's another way to do this too. Let me just get a combination square. Hi, Jers. So if you don't have one of these, you can also check with your combination square. See, so we're up flush right there. And right there, you can see there's a gap. It's damn near a 30 seconds, so I'm pretty much right back where I started from. Okay, I guess we do it again. So this last hour has been a complete waste of time. Okay, I finally got this thing square. Check this out. So I don't think I can get it any more accurate than this. So I'm good with that, happy with that. Now let me tell you what it took to get that. A lot of cursing. I didn't throw anything, so that's good, but it was definitely R-rated for at least an hour, but I'll fill you in on the details. Bang on square with my tabletop. Now this is the second time I've had to do it on this table saw, and the first time was a real pain in the ass. Second time was a royal pain in the ass, and I'll tell you why. So to get it aligned, there's basically a bolt there, one there, and one there. So there's 4 bolts that are holding this whole, the guts to the tabletop. So when you loosen these 4 off, it's got a bit of movement both ways. So I loosened them off, got it squared, everything was perfect. Oh, and I should probably mention, to get at this nut back here and back here takes ninja level skills. You can't see them, you can't reach them, not easy to get at. So I finally got it all perfect, and the way I did it is I kept one of them relatively snug, so it wasn't like jumbling around in there freely. So I kept one of them snug, got it all square, managed to tighten them up again, come back and check, and it was exactly the way that it was before. I was out by about a 32nd of an inch. So my blade was, this is exaggerated, but it was sitting at this angle to my table. So to square it, I had to move this side over by a 32nd of an inch. I got it bang on square. I was happy with it. Tightened the nuts, came back up, and it was exactly the same as it was before. So I did that exercise probably 4 times. And I tried different methods. I tried, okay, I'll snug this one, keep that one loose, then tighten it. Then I tried, okay, I'll snug this one, then I'll gently snug this one, then I'll snug that one and that one. Then I tried snug that one, that one, that one. So I tried all different combinations, and it just wasn't working. I was getting so frustrated, I was gonna take up welding. That's how frustrated I got. Until I came up with an idea. Now, I don't know why these table saws don't come with set screws. Like if you've ever aligned a motor with its belt or chain, usually there's set screws so you can adjust it one way or the other, and it's not free to bounce around once you once you go to tighten it up, because those set screws are kind of holding it in place. So I had that thought in my head, there's got to be a way to do that. I had a couple of these in my shop, turnbuckles. So what I did is I took off the end that was like this from this end. I took it off, replaced it with just a standard leg bolt. So I put one of these in there, and I was able to wedge this whole apparatus against the wall of my table saw, which is right here. And then what I could do is I could adjust, outscrew that to move it over that way, or screw it in to move it this way. So I kept one of those snug, got it aligned. I put this in and I turned it out so it was just in there comfortable, because I didn't want to move it, because then I'm out of alignment again. So I just got it nice and snug, came up, tightened it, and lo and behold, it worked. This should be maybe a 15-minute job, tops, right? It took me 2.5 hours to get this thing aligned. It is just so frustrating. So I don't know why they don't have set screws like this. But anyway, if you're ever aligning one of these Delta cabinet table saws, consider doing something like this if you're having issues like I was. I've got it exactly square, so I'm happy with it. The last time I did this, it took probably about 4 months before it came out of alignment. And I don't know what causes it to come out of alignment. I tightened all of the bolts as tight as I could. Now we just hope that that's the last time I have to do it. However, if I do it again, I've got this little trick. So instead of 2.5 hours, it should only take me 2 hours, because I'll forget where I put this and it'll take me 2 hours to find it. So anyway, now that we've got this finally squared, I can get back to actually building stuff and not playing with aligning, which I don't like doing. So we can start another project. And we're happy about that. It's within a thousandth. It's within a thousandth. It's within a Jesus Christ.